Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Don't forget, if you like the video, click on like and subscribe and talk about it on chat lines or wherever it is your social media activities, and help us to grow and help more people. I'll talk to you soon. Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. It's been a while since I've made a video in a little bit better quality than the live stream trim outs. But tonight I want to talk to you in regards to one of the questions that came to me in one of the live streams, and the participant was saying that I read it to you. It says, "Sir, I needed advice. It is happening in recent days he means, when I open my eyes from sleep in the morning," and then in brackets it says, "we broke up last year, and of course she cheated on me," he says. "When I open my eyes," he says, "from sleep, it reminds me of what she did, and it reminds me of her so much, of the bad behavior and treatment that she did to me in last 1 year." I guess there's a little difference in the writing English here, but we understand. It says, "Sir, still I cannot bear that bad behavior, and I get angry and get frustrated. How can I forget those bad memories?" Well, look, this is not new only to this case. Most of us, most of you, when you break up, there's so many bad memories that come to your mind, and so many things makes you angry about how the relationship progressed or went downhill eventually, not when it was all good. And so all that makes you angry because of thinking about all these past events. So let's look at a few points in regards to any relationship that breaks up, and generally we can be focused on this, and hopefully this will help us in our journey to move on and move to bigger and better things. So the first thing is that by remembering these bad memories, one, we got to notice that when you remember these bad memories, those memories of the events have no power in the present. They're memories. They happened once before. Which we go to number two is that they happened, but not happening. We got to focus on, we got to be mindful of what we are remembering actually could have any power or not. What is the role of this, what we are remembering, in the present moment? It is like just an echo of what we heard. The music is not playing, it's like a recording of what happened. It's like looking at a movie and remembering a scene, but that scene is not happening, so it cannot be hurting you again, because the memory is not the reality, right? So the third point would be that they cannot do anything to you, as they are memory of something that happened in the past, and neither the past nor those happenings in the past exist anymore. So the past itself doesn't exist. Obviously, the things that happened in the past cannot exist either. So you're being bothered of some non-existent things and the non-existent time and space. If you really look at it that way, there is really nothing there. It's just an echo. So in order to deal with the echo, focus on the reality and the sounds that are there in front of you in the present moment, not on something that is just an echo of what once was a music or a sound or a noise. So the fourth point would be, nothing has happened to you. Really. this whole event of breakup and all that, the emotional hardship and all that, that you feel so angry or devastated. But in reality, really, nothing has happened to you. Only your thoughts think that something has happened to you because it is conditioned to think that some virtual thing that you remember, and you also remember the pain that it gave you when it did happen, and that pain gives you certain kind of an evidence that something is happening to me or could happen to me. But in fact, it's all just a memory with no presence. So nothing has happened to you, only your thoughts think about it, but in fact it has no power to do any damage to you, to your actuality, to your body or soul actuality, and has no power whatsoever to take any opportunity away from you in life because of that. It's just a static that has remained, and you can hear it or see it or remember it. But in actuality, it has no power to do anything to you. But you think it has because you remember it. Whatever you remember, you think it's an actuality. But you got to be mindful that this is no actuality. It's an echo. It's a memory. Even then, when it was real and it happened to you, it really didn't damage you in reality, let alone now. And so the next point would be, so what is it, point 5? That whatever emotional you think has happened, whatever emotional effect you think what happened has had on you, has happened to the image you have of yourself, about yourself, in your own mind. But in reality, nothing has happened to you, as an image is an image and has no actuality. So whatever you think has happened to you, it has happened to your image, the image you had of yourself in your own mind about yourself. We interact with people and life in general through the images we create for that particular project or task or meeting or purpose, and then we dismantle this image and go on to the next thing on the to-do list of the day, and we employ a different image to deal with that other thing that we are about to negotiate, we are approaching to negotiate with. For example, if you go to a store to buy milk, you have an image of a shopper. But the clerk who's selling you the milk has the image of a shopkeeper. If you get on a bus to go to school, you have an image of a passenger. But if you're driving the bus, you have an image of a driver. You're at school in the classroom, you have an image of a student. If you teach a class, you have an image of a teacher. If you go talk to your parents, you have an image of a son or daughter. If you're talking to your children, you have an image of a father or mother. So these images are constantly being employed by you to use it for a certain event or happening of the day, and then you dispose of it and use a different image in order to go about the next thing on the list to deal with on that day. So these images are what really shield us. We interact with the world with these images, and those images really are getting hurt. Otherwise, you don't get hurt. Nothing has happened to you. You're as you have always been and can always be happy and enjoy your life, as your thoughts cannot stop that. As thoughts have no actuality and are only in virtuality, but you are actuality, and virtuality cannot harm actuality of you. I don't know if you understood what I said. I hope you did, because I didn't. No. So, bottom line is that you're as you have always been. Nothing has happened to you, and you can still have all those opportunities that you think you need to enjoy your life and be successful in it. And your thought cannot stop all the opportunities and things they can create in this world. It can make you distracted or annoyed, but it cannot stop it. Why? Because thoughts have no actuality. And you are an actuality. Thoughts are virtuality. And a virtuality cannot affect an actuality in the way that you're thinking it can. So, in other words, you don't need to think that something bad has happened to you, but you're conditioned to think that something bad has happened to you. Ever since childhood, if you did something and they took a cookie away and you identified yourself with what you had. So they took a cookie away, so your worth and value was one cookie less. So you started crying. So you thought if something has been taken away from you, you have to be sad. That's the way you would have reacted. And that has stayed with you. Now, a relationship changes, suddenly you think you have to be sad. But you don't have to. Nothing has happened to you. You're still as good as you've always been. And just focus on going on with your life and focusing on bigger and better things. I'll talk to you later.